Hi, this is part 6 of the video log for the Light Portal UI development. This log is mostly for me to remember what has been done and why I made the decision during the development, so that I can remember the decision-making process in the future if I have to come back to check what the application works or why it works this way. So in this video, we made a lot of change, and I'm gonna use the IDE to compare what's the previous version and the current version and why I'm doing the change. So the first thing first, I made the change for the app.js. You can compare this with the same repository version. I'll move the comparison into this window. So the biggest change here is previously we have a menu, not menu. This is the route, the React router route with public route and the private route, depending on if the user is authenticated or not. So those are removed. I want to make it as simple as possible, so that we only define the slash, the root, and then redirect to /app dashboard. The other route is /app, and if this is the case, it will be using the layout component. The layout component basically wrap up all the UI. The reason we are making this change is because we don't want to have a separate route like private, public, because the only difference between private and public actually is the menu item, as well as the content displayed on the page. What I'm trying to do is we are not decide that at this moment, but we are going to make all the content authentication aware, so that in different cases, the UI will be different. Let me give you one example, like how it looks like. So you can see this user is now login user. So you can see the menu displayed is sign in and sign up, and there are no actual header component. The menu here is just a display, some of the menu display for both login and log off users. So it doesn't matter, but some of the menus may be like different after you log in. So when you log in, let's say you is redirect to this dev sign in site. This is also running locally as a virtual host. After I log in, okay, something wrong. User not found. Okay, this I basically removed this user in the previous session. I'll use another one. Yeah, this user works. So after login, you can see we got extra icons on the header, and supposedly the menu will be changed as well, but this part is not 100% done yet. And you can see from the menu, you can see we have profile, we have task, message, and change password is logout. Yeah, all of them is basically depending on if the user is authenticated or not. Let's go back to the code to see other changes. Let's close this one. So based on this change, I've already removed the home public folder. We don't need them anymore. We don't need another layout. Just one layout will be fine enough. So we delete everything from components home folder. The next thing we did updated is the form.json. let's go to component one by one. So basically you can see we add this form component. We move the form from the parent directory into this folder, and form.js, and within this form there are a little bit change for the form component compared with the previous one. One of the biggest changes is this. When we are working on the user profile update, we need to capture the user profile when we try to update in the form. So in this way, we are making some update here to get prop location.state. If this is available, then we set the model as a prop location state.data. Otherwise, we are using form data.model or empty object. So this is the major change, so that we can see the form pre-populated based on the user profile. I'll show you how this is working from the UI. If you want to go to the profile, you can see we got a profile list here. It's not formatted yet, it's just raw data. But here you can either update the profile. You can see when we go to this form, update profile form, we got all the information pre-populated, and some of the empty, of course. If you want to do any update, you can update based on that right now, and you can click profile. The change in the form is just passing in the data from the previous page, this page. And if you go to the data, the form.json has been changed. So we added another form. This form is for the profile update. There is one form like for the change password as well. So for change password, you have old password, new password, password confirm, and all of them is mandatory, and all of them type as password, so that only ... will be displayed. Update profile. You can see it's very similar like creating a new user, the sign up form. But in this form, they're a little bit different is for email, we make it read only, so that you cannot update email, but the email is still displayed on the form. That's pretty much like similar with the previous sign up form. Let's see other components. We made some change in the profile menu. So you can see we add this get profile, this new function from user contact. Yeah, let's see what's the difference compared with the check-in version. Yeah, it's just this on click if for the update profile. It basically use dispatch, get profile, user dispatch, and prop history. That's pretty much like what has been changed for this file. Add this new function and call this one the update profile is click. In order for the update profile to be working, we add this this page profile. So the profile.js is display the user profile with, you can see this one we are basically using we basically create the command and the data, the CMD, and using this portal / query $CMD include plus encode the URL component JSON string file CMD. This is the command. Basically, this is the command send the backend server to retrieve the user profile. And header is empty. And after that, we just call useAPI_get. We've already introduced the useAPI_get. So the useAPI_get will be responsible for contacting the backend service. And on this component, we have two buttons. One is the delete profile. In the delete profile, we have confirm, so that the user needs to confirm yes, then to delete the profile. And you can see in the prop history push, we have pass name equal to /delete app delete profile, and then we pass in this data so that the new component know which profile need to be deleted. And edit profile is the same. We basically push to this form app/form update profile. The form we just define in the form.json. And then we pass in the data. The data will be displayed on the form after the form is rendered. And that's pretty much like we basically add two buttons, edit and delete. And after that, display the data in the JSON format. So this needs to be reformatted, of course. And if we go to the delete profile, you can see delete profile is very similar like a profile, but if we route to this component, it first get from the state. You see the state is passed, right? We got an email, and after that we construct this body. This is the action endpoint where we are calling, and we pass in the email as the data. And after that we have URL post CMD, header is empty. We call another hook called useAPIPost, URL headers and the body. And after that, we just display the data to be on the page. This useAPIPost is newly added. It's very similar like useAPI_get. Yeah, the useAPI_get will make some change. Let's see what has been changed for this class. Okay, so basically the error message. The error message previously just status text. We don't need that. We basically here we just throw the response. The response will be a JSON coming from the API, and after that we use arrow, and we basically pass the arrow description to the request failure, so the request failure can display the real arrow, not just give you 400 bad requests. You don't even know what's really going on. So this is a new improvement for this useAPI_get. Other place like layout, we made a little bit change for the layout as well. Let's see what has been changed for layout. Okay, we basically just add the form and feeder success profile, update profile, and all the route for these newly added. One thing is the feeder success right now is just like a component. We, after the action, the form completed, we just route to those feeder or success. They are very simple component. We can just take a look, see what they're looking like. And just like this, you got an arrow coming in as a state parameter, and you just display the arrow. And for the success, the same. Nothing is different. This one you got the data, just display the data after success. For the user contact, there a little bit change. We add this new function. So right now you can see sign out, we still push to app dashboard. We only have one dashboard. This is change password form and the sign up form, they all changed and the profile. So not a lot of change, just like some links. It's a little bit different. Pages, don't have many new pages. Let me see if any other changes. Layout. Yeah, basically we remove the responsive drawer. We don't need that anymore because we are using the left sidebar. We delete the widget view because it's not being used. And there are a couple of files added, the user profile form. Yeah, that's pretty much like what has been changed for the UI. Thank you. Bye.